childhood suggests that if she loved you, she found it difficult to show her affection for you, at least physically.
She found it impossible to show her affection. She'd been brought up in a way, yet her sisters weren't like this, but my mother had responded to her upbringing in such a way that what would the neighbours think would be a prime consideration in anything she did. Feelings were meant to be suppressed, not to be displayed. And as a result, my mother was not a woman who was tactile towards her children, and I think there were only 2 occasions I can remember actually embracing me. But
When were they?
Well, once when buzz bombs were falling on Beckenham, and she was underneath what was called a Morrison shelter, a kind of a metal table with strong struts, and I had got back from school because of these the bombs dropping. They'd let us go early because a few had dropped on Dulwich, and she pulled me to her. As I knelt there, she pulled me into the shelter and hugged me and said, do you think Grandma will be all right? And I said, yes. I lied to her. I said, I don't think they're falling anywhere near West Wickham, where my maternal grandmother lived. And she wept a little bit and hugged me. She was wearing a very soft frock of blue and brown flowers. And I was thrilled beyond description. And the moment has stayed with me ever since. The second time she embraced me was just before she fell ill and died, when I went to visit her. She was a widow by then, living in Worthing, and it was just as I was leaving, she suddenly pulled me to her, and I'd often gone to embrace her, but always been pushed away. You know, I don't think what might the neighbours think is a bad rule of thumb. I think if more of us worried about being ashamed in public, it would be a better thing. And I've come to that view very late in life.
This isn't in public, this is in private. 2 hugs in a lifetime.
That was rather indicative to me of indifference.